that this man, this 37-year-old citizen of Minneapolis, posed a threat to these agents? And do you reject any idea that he played some role with his weapon in leading to his death?
I'm rejecting the rush to judgment within 15 minutes of this, which they did last time. That's why you need to have a fair investigation. And that's why a video can show one thing, but what happened beforehand. But they already will slander this individual. They've already made this the case. And I will just say, you will all start to see it. Some of you probably have. There's multiple angles of this. And I'll go back to what we talked about before. They're telling you not to trust your eyes and ears, not to trust the facts that you're seeing in front of them. And at some point in time, you're reporting, and I think the reporting this week has been spectacular across Minnesota, that there's not two sides to every story. But in this situation, what I'm saying is we need to have a fair investigation, understanding what's happening and held accountable. We continue to hear, and we heard it from the Vice President, there will be justice to Minnesota. These folks can do whatever they want to gather the information. So I won't say where it is.
I think it's irresponsible to make that judgment. Continue to gather the information. So I see with my eyes, and what you're going to see with your eyes,
responsible to make that judgment.
Makes that pretty hard to believe. And I would imagine as a federal officer, they would have come out and sounded like these professionals pretty hard to believe. And say we need to gather the information, we need to gather all the facts, we need to come out and sounded like, and then we can make some informed decision based on the fact. They've written the narrative already. And the audacity to critique the police chief of Minneapolis after what work that those heroic officers are trying to do, and to be critiqued by this guy, I mean, I don't know, I've said it a lot, but America, as you're listening, enough is enough. Enough is enough of this. End this. End this. And we see them moving to Maine. If you're in Boston, you're in Chicago, you're in Philly, you're in Miami, it doesn't matter. We can't live like this. Our children are in trauma. A 5-year-old, you saw the picture, the bunny hat and the Spider-Man. These are not like some narrative to throw around, to parade around in some coat you had made and act like you're a tough guy or whatever. These are people's lives. And we have rule of law. So I'll let the investigation play itself out. We will do our best to find it. But I don't know, you kill a man and then you just leave your law enforcement, just leave it. Is there a single case in American history where you just like walk away and say, I guess that just happened and we're not going to clean up our mess? I'm proud of Minnesotans. I'm proud of law enforcement here and our partners, and we'll get to the bottom of it. I think we have time for another one.
Brittany Erman with KSTV Channel 5. The ICE commander just said in a press conference within the hour that they're calling on state and local law enforcement to, quote, help coordinate to get violent criminals off the street. What's your response to that request?
I'm better off to let these guys, the professionals, I have my thoughts.
So the question was, what are we doing to assist federal law enforcement on getting violent criminals off the street, if I understand the question? State and local law enforcement are always ready and willing and able to arrest violent offenders. We do not stand down from that, no matter where we get that information from. If there are violent offenders or violent criminals or violent crimes, we will investigate and we'll bring those to justice. If the federal government would like to work with us, to continue to work with us as they have in the past, to locate those violent offenders, we are always open to those discussions and always willing to assist. We do not ignore that. We are ready and able, and we do that. All of you as part of the media hear us arresting violent offenders all the time. We have not stood down. That is our mission. The federal government is not alone in arresting violent offenders. State and local law enforcement does that every day at great risk to their life, at great risk to the community. We do it because we want a safe Minnesota, and the federal government is not the only one to do that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So let's go back. That was Governor Walz and other officials. National Guard troops are being activated. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Let's get the volume back on. Hold on a second here. On the protest activity going on here. And before I do that, let me just sum up what happened today. A man was killed in Minneapolis by at least one Border Patrol agent. I have posted links to two different videos of the incident that are pinned at the top of the chat. The man appeared to be at an ICE/Border Patrol operation. He appeared to be filming it and observing it. And there ended up being a confrontation between the man and a number of law enforcement officers. And you can see the officers taking the man to the ground. And then in that incident, the man ended up getting shot multiple times. Again, I would direct you, they are graphic, but if you want to, you can watch the two videos I have linked to at the top of the chat. The Department of Homeland Security claimed today that they claimed that this looks like a situation where an individual wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement. They said the man was armed, and they posted a picture of a gun, and they said this looks like a situation where an individual wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement. Now, there is yet to be any kind of footage that shows the man taking out or brandishing or pointing a weapon at law enforcement. And Gregory Bovino, who is with, what is Gregory Bovino's actual title? But he is a top immigration official. Immigration enforcement official in the Trump administration, a senior official in the United States Border Patrol. He was asked twice at his press conference if the man who was shot had brandished or taken out his weapon or pointed his weapon, and both times he basically said it's under investigation. He did not say yes. Although earlier in his press conference, he had basically read the Department of Homeland Security statement, including, if I remember correctly, the part claiming that the man wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement. So anyways, you heard the Governor Walz says he does not trust the federal government to conduct this investigation. And we are watching protest activity right now. And but again, I would direct your attention to, there are two videos I have posted the links to at the top of this chat if you want to watch them, that both show the incident. And the man who was killed, so he was not the target of the ICE operation or the ICE DHS, whatever. He was not a target of the federal immigration operation. He appeared to be there as an observer, filming there. Looks like maybe on his phone. And he ended up getting killed. Minneapolis officials said he's 37 years old. He was 37 years old, an American citizen with a license to with a gun license and what did they exactly say? They said he had a gun permit and a license to carry. I think they said, just to get you the exact thing they said. Minneapolis city officials said that he was a lawful gun owner with a permit to carry. The Minnesota Star Tribune identified the victim as, I had the name before and I told you before, but I'll tell it to you again. According to the Minnesota Star Tribune, the victim was Alex Jeffrey Pretty of South Minneapolis. Okay, so I want to turn up the volume on this protesting. I have two videos right now, one from BG on the scene and one from Reuters. So let's keep an eye on the situation here. Oh, but I do want to mention the National Guard is being actually activated to provide security. And Hennepin County Sheriff's Office said, due to the potential for continuing and growing conflict related to today's federal agent-involved shooting, the sheriff of Hennepin County, which is where Minneapolis is, has requested assistance from the Minnesota National Guard to support our deputies at the Whipple Federal Building so that we can reallocate deputies to other areas in need of support in the county. Their job will be to assist the sheriff's office in protecting life, preserving property, and helping ensure the safety of all community members. So again, there's a federal building where there's been a bunch of protests going on, and for now, National Guard is going to this federal building to free up local officers to go to other areas, presuming to maybe like this area right here, near where the shooting happened. From the press conference, it seemed like other National Guard might end up doing other things as well, for security reasons. Okay, so that is happening as well. So I really appreciate all of our moderators who are here. Let me just say a quick thanks to them, and then I will turn the volume up on the footage here. Janet B. Ruth, Roberts May Queen over there on YouTube are moderating right now, and all of our other YouTube moderators. Leslie Ladyhawk, thank you. Also, Linda Belk, Larry, Misha on X, on Twitch. Thanks so much to our moderators there. We have moderating, hang on one second, 13 Alamo, DeBears, I Got That Fire, Matthew Kohai 3, and Surly Dev. And we have on Facebook, our moderators over there, people like Kay Lowry Body, Margaret Riley, Paul Anderson. Thanks so much to our moderators. And I have, just a heads up, I am posting on my X account different news items that I see and come across. You can go to @Lookner on X, @LOOKNER, to see everything I've been posting. But again, I have linked at the top of the chat the 2 videos I'm aware of that show the incident. They are graphic. So be warned, but they do show you a video of what happened in the incident. I mean, you can't tell everything that happened in the incident, but they are 2 videos I've seen to give you some perspective. All right, so let me turn the volume back up here, and let's listen in here on what's going on. Also, really quickly, I just want to thank everybody for supporting the channel. I very much appreciate it. Thank you for your support.
Just go straight down. Just straight down. Don't plug it in. Just straight down.
No, they're here. They're here.
Empty. Hey. All right.
Can you put these in yourself,
Yeah.
I'm Dakota, and I've been here. On these lands here where these floods have been shed, so I'm here to pray. Was here, Peter. There's a switch on the side. Yeah.
Like I said, my name is Erica Precion. Top and you got it, top leaders, and the folks who tried to pull that X out. I just come here to pray with you all today. This flood to send up some takeaways of this negative energy, and ultimately to come up with a fucking solution. Get these fucking ice goons out of here, because we're not gonna fucking stand for this shit here on these fucking I'm tired of the fucking demonstration. It's time for all you motherfucking places on these fucking Dakota stolen lands. So forgive me for fucking cussing, but I don't care. I'm fucking sad. I'm broken right now. You know, but don't please don't let this. I don't care. I'm fucking sad. I'm broken right now. You know, but don't please don't let this break your spirits. All right. You know, try to stay as peaceful as we can, but you know, fuck it, resist at all costs. Protect each other at all costs, and I'm very fucking proud of everything that you did. And let's get Ice the fuck out of here and go fucking take that motherfucker.
Alex ready! Alex ready!
People, we start, looking around outside.
Alex ready!
People know that
Alex ready! Alex ready! Alex ready! Alex ready! Alex ready!
Say his name.
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 Alex ready!
We love you.
Hope and love unites us all!
Yeah. Woo.
Something else I wanted to mention, Shams Charania, of NBA reporter with ESPN, says that the Minnesota Timberwolves game with the Warriors in Minneapolis has been postponed by the NBA. Timberwolves-Warriors game postponed by the NBA. That was supposed to be, well, I'm looking at it, it says tomorrow at 7:30? Is that correct? Is that no, that's the other one. Isn't that, no, tonight. No, isn't there one tonight? That one is tomorrow. Hold on, let me check the schedule here. Timberwolves. Oh, maybe it is the one tomorrow. Hold on, I'm looking at the schedule right now. It says, yeah, tomorrow at 7:30. That's not even in Minneapolis. That's versus the Golden State Warriors. Oh, no, it is in Minneapolis. I'm sorry, it is. So, yes. So, the game scheduled for tomorrow night, where the Timberwolves Warriors in Minneapolis has been postponed, according to Shams Charania.
What's going on?
Is there a third video of the incident? I'm seeing online a possible third video of the incident. Let me take a look at that. If I see it and it is, I'll post a link to it in the chat.
What's going on?
So there's a video, it's not of the incident, but there's video of showing before and after the incident. And yeah, you know, the video I just saw, there was one out earlier. It might have been the same one, but I'll post links to these in the chat. But it appears that there were around 10 gunshots fired. I just listened to it, and you could hear the shots. It appears around 10 gunshots were fired. I thought that in the local press conference, they said that that there were multiple shots fired. Do people want me to replay? Sorry, in the local press conference with the mayor and the police chief, I thought they said they thought that multiple officers fired their weapons. Sorry, but I'm not positive about that. Do people want me to put at the top? I can replay, not cover up this whole thing, but just at the top of the screen, I could replay the mayor and the police chief, what they said earlier, because it's been a little while. I know people might not have seen that. So I'll ask you if you want me to put that up on the screen. Some people are saying, let's see here, more no's than yeses at the moment. Well, I'm seeing both. Some people say yes, some people say no. More people are saying no, so for now I'm not going to. For now I'm not going to, because more people are saying no than yes. Maybe we'll play it in a little bit. Let's keep an eye on what's going on right now with the protests. As I mentioned before, there are some people online claiming that they see in one of the videos one of the law enforcement officers taking the gun from off the body somewhere, I don't know where, taking the gun from the person who was killed before the shooting. I cannot confirm that. There are some people who say, look, you can see that the law enforcement officer takes the person's gun away from them before he's even shot. I cannot confirm that. That debate is out there online. You can go look at different people posting things about it. From what I can see, I just can't be sure, so I just don't know. Just really quick correction. I had the day of the game wrong. Warriors Timberwolves game. I looked it up online. It said tomorrow. So, and the NBA announced that the game for today between the Golden State Warriors and the Minnesota Timberwolves at Target Center has been postponed. I don't know when I looked it up, it said the game was tomorrow. So apparently I looked up a site that had it wrong. That's my fault. Again, there was a game that was supposed to be today between the Golden State Warriors and the Minnesota Timberwolves at Target Center. That has been postponed until tomorrow. The decision was made to prioritize the safety and security of the Minneapolis community.
Doesn't look. He's got the site up there. You can see the site. It might be the same. But so the pixelation's so bad, but they disarm him before they gun him down and murder him. So that's another angle. Again, I'm going to play at full speed now. This is a new angle of the killing that just came in. Yes, he had a legal permit to carry that firearm. He did. And he didn't use it. He didn't pull it out. He didn't wave it. He wasn't pointing at any officers. He wasn't doing shit else but holding his phone. And then there's two women there, and he's trying to help someone here. And then they're just being maced. They're just sitting there just getting sprayed while also being shoved at the same time. Getting shoved and maced. Look at his hands. You could see his hands are right there. They're not even going anywhere. They're in the front. And then, I don't care, they secured his firearm. They secured his firearm. The threat of him, if you're worried for your safety of your life with 9 agents on top of this one guy, if you're so fearful of your safety, you needed to fire defensive shots, which were not defensive whatsoever, seeing as they disarmed him. This is the firearm. They disarmed him, and then then they start shooting him. Shot, and then they unload on him. This is the most egregious. I mean, Renee Good's murder was too, but they lied about that too. They said that she was trying to drive her vehicle into him and all this other bullshit lies. All these other lies. So I wonder how they're going to spin this one. Well, Greg Ravino already tried, and they cut his press conference very fast. Because he's lying. And everybody can see the videos.
Alex Peretti! Alex Peretti! Alex Peretti! Alex Peretti!
New angle is in my Discord. It's also on my social media. I just posted it.
Alex Peretti! Alex Peretti! Alex Peretti! Alex Peretti! Alex Peretti! Alex Peretti!
They're saying he ran up on ICE with his weapon. It's a lie. They're lying. They're lying. But they lie every day. So it's whether or not people are like gonna like wake up and be like, oh, I am being lied to. Or I know a lot of you guys that follow me, so that are subscribed to me, that are subscribed to Status Coup, that are subscribed to all these. You guys know what's going on. So I'm not ever. Please, like, I'm challenging people that are tuning in for the first time that might not be aware of what's going on. All right. So I'm never doubting my own intelligence of like my own community. I know you guys know what the fuck's going on. But we always have new people watching, and I know we get trolls, and I've actually been able to change trolls' minds. I have in the last 6 years. I can't tell you how many people that have been like, I used to troll your stream, but now it's like I understand and I listen to you. I'm like, oh, it's gonna happen when you stick around.
First generation African students. Sisters at home that are scared to leave because ICE is oppressing us. We cannot let that happen. No! We have to stand out here and fight back. Will we let them run our streets? No! Will we let them oppress us? No! Will we let them take us? No! What will we do? Fight back! 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 Speak up! 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 Fight back!
I have an update for you guys on the jailing of William Kelly and Chantel Allen and Nakima Levy Armstrong. Really quick, you guys. Just want to tell you guys this. So, a magistrate found this came out at noon today. A magistrate judge found no probable cause to support arrest warrants for 5 people involved in the St. Paul Church protest. DOJ appealed to the 8th Circuit. That appeal led to this remarkable letter for the Chief Judge of the Minnesota District Court. It's Honorable Stephen M. Colleton, United States of America. Dear Chief Judge Colleton, I apologize for addressing this letter to you, but for reasons I will describe, I do not have any other option. I'm working from home today as a program that my mentally disabled adult son attends each day is closed because of the extreme cold. At 11:34 a.m., I received an email regarding case number 26-1135 entitled in United States of America, the order is entirely read. The motion of the United States to seal is granted. The Chief Judge of the United States District Court, the District of Minnesota, is invited to file a response at his discretion to the petition to the writ of mandamus, which I don't know what that means. Any response is due by 2 p.m. Friday, January 23rd. This is the first I have heard of any petition of a writ of mandamus. The United States what does that mean? Writ of what does that mean? Okay, so writ of mandamus, we command, is an order, a court order compelling a government official, agency, or lower court to perform a mandatory, non-discretionary duty they have failed or refused to do. Oh, so they're going after the judges now too, which they have been. They've been calling them activist judges, but if they get the judges, it's like they're gonna control the courts, and then we're gonna have Batman court type shit going on. But that's what they want. That's what MAGA really wants. Where'd that go now? Crap. Did I just close it? Oh, I gotta open it. Second. Okay, this is the first I've heard of any petition for this. The United States does not have the courtesy to tell me that they will be filing such a petition, nor did the United States serve the petition on me. I am unable to access any documents in case number 261135 because of the request of the United States. The case is sealed, apparently even from me. So I have been given about 2.5 hours to respond to a mandamus petition that I have not read and cannot read. Apparently, I am supposed to guess what the petition is about and guess what the mandamus petition says and then respond. I will do so. The Honorable Stephen M. Colleton, on the evening of Tuesday, January 20th, the United States presented an application for 8 arrest warrants to Magistrate Judge Douglas Miko in connection with disruption of a religious service at City's Church on Sunday, January 18th. Judge Miko was the magistrate judge who was on duty at the time. Judge Miko found there was probable cause to issue warrants with respect to 3 of the suspects, but not with respect to the other 5. Minutes after Judge Miko signed the 3 arrest warrants, U.S. Attorney notified me that his office wanted the district judge to review Judge Miko's decision, either by hearing an appeal of that decision or by considering the application de novo. Which means what? From the beginning? Okay, I want to see it from the beginning. The first thing I did is ask our clerk's office to randomly assign a district judge to consider the government's request. I was the judge who was randomly assigned. It is important to emphasize that what the U.S. Attorney requested is unheard of in our district, or, as best as I can tell, any other district in the 8th Circuit. I have surveyed all our judges, some of whom have been judges in our district for over 40 years, and no one can remember the government asking a district judge to review a magistrate judge's denial of an arrest warrant. I have also surveyed the chief judges of all the districts in the 8th Circuit. I have heard back from almost all of them, and all of those responding have said that, to their knowledge, no district judge has ever reviewed the decision of a magistrate judge to deny an arrest warrant. The reason why this never happens is likely that, if the government does not like the magistrate judge's decision, it can either improve the affidavit or present it again to the same magistrate judge, or it can present its case to a grand jury and seek an indictment. On Wednesday, January 21st, I informed the U.S. Attorney that because he was asking me to do something that was unprecedented, and because my colleagues had strong and differing views on how our district should respond to such a request, I would not decide whether to issue the 5 warrants sought by the government until I had a chance to discuss the issue with my colleagues at our bench meeting, which was scheduled for yesterday. I also invited the Department of Justice to submit a brief regarding the authority of a district judge, to review the magistrate's judge decision not to issue an arrest warrant, which the department did late yesterday. So the judges are like getting... The federal government's doing whatever the hell they want. They're not informing even the circuit court of the 8th district of what's going on. They're trying to strong arm judges now in the courts. MAGA wants an absolute kangaroo court where like X decides who's guilty and shit. Like that's really what they want. They want like this social media platform here to decide who's guilty based on vibes. Stephen Miller just called Alex Preddy a domestic terrorist who wanted to massacre law enforcement. He's a 37-year-old American. I mean, this should tell you enough. If you like this fucking loser, you are a loser. Look at him. Just look at him. Just take 2 looks at him. And if this is like your king here, you are like a king of the fucking maggots. Right? Maybe king of the bugs. That looks like a fucked up pencil. Looks like a chewed pencil. Absolutely not. Minneapolis protester fatally shot by an ICU nurse. More is coming out. They shot Renee Good in the face. They kidnapped Liam Ramos. They just executed a man on the street. Yes, you can. You can clearly see everything. Okay, City of Minneapolis just posted 23 minutes ago. We are closely monitoring the scene following this morning's shooting by federal agents. At 26th Street, Nicollet Avenue South, we understand the community is angry and has every right to be. We ask community members who wish to demonstrate to continue to do so safely, and we advise staying away from the scene at this time. Okay, so they're trying to like mitigate that now and be like, okay, obviously there's thousands of people out there now. This is live right now, but they are going to need access to the crime scene. This is live right now. Are you joking? An assassin? You called him an assassin. An assassin tried to murder federal agents, and this is your response? Incredible. It's expected though, but it's still just like it's cooked. It's done. A registered nurse, legal gun owner, 37-year-old. MAGA's like he was an assassin. This is live right now at the intersection. And then you got this guy too lying. Like you guys, like these media figures need to be held accountable too. All of them. And when it comes time, like this fucking cuck. What do you say? It appears new footage has emerged. It appears to show 3 new things we didn't know before. It appears the new footage. A man who was shot assaulted a woman. Who was he assaulting? You fucking liar. Just lying, dude. He's getting pushed into the woman and then he can't fucking see. He's got the spray in his face. Would he be assaulting the people he's standing there with? It's now very clear the federal agent sees something that makes him quickly pull his weapon. It is clear the man is still fighting after liar. Liar. Matt Van Swall and all of them on this platform. They need to be like monitored, you guys, because like they're like the problem. People like Matt and others are the ones also, besides the ICE agents, that are murdering people in the streets. But like Cam Higbee, Nick Sorter, Matt Van Swall, any right-wing like crisis actor, they're also the problem because they lie. They go into your city. They lie about what's happening. They try to invoke the Insurrection Act. And then even when you got the federal government murdering people, they lie about what's happening too. They're the absolute problem too. Absolutely the fucking problem. We got a new video that just came in too as well. Okay, so this is live on the scene, BG on the scene. I got a Discord video here. But this is trigger warning. ICE officer seen clapping. What's up with this music? Is there a clip without music? Where was the clapping? Did I miss it? Oh, this guy. Wow. While they're still firing at him, he's like this guy right here in the front. Clap twice. 2 claps. While they're still unloading into him. So it's this guy, this figure right here. So they're still shooting him.
law enforcement officer in the gray emerged with from the pile, who some people say he disarmed the person who was shot. There are people who say that looks very similar to the picture of the gun that Homeland Security posted, which would suggest that the person in the gray disarmed the person who was killed. Now, again, I haven't seen any footage yet that shows the person who was killed taking out his gun or pointing his gun, but I can't be sure. Gregory Bovino from Border Patrol was asked twice about it in the press conference today, whether the person who was killed had brandished or pointed his gun, and he said both times, well, we're conducting our investigation. So he didn't say yes. But again, I cannot speak to exactly what happened. I'm not going to pretend to know exactly what happened inside that pile.
Fuck ICE! ICE out! 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 Fuck ICE! Fuck ICE! Got a message for our politicians. What they want. At this point, Mayor Fry, Governor Wells, you are negotiating with the building.
Yeah!
Domestic terrorists. The community gets to use self-defense for an argument. At what point do we get to stand our ground? I'll tell you at what point. Right now!
Just a heads up, in 20 minutes, we will be hearing from the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, who will provide an update on the state's investigation into today's shooting. Now, I don't know that the federal government is allowing the state to really be involved, but again, in about 20 minutes, we will hear from the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension about the state's investigation into today's fatal shooting.
Informants or something like that. So just keep an eye out for any sus.
How do you even know?
They just said so.
No, I mean, how do you even know, like, what's sus? Like, it's crazy.
You said people hopped out of there?
Yeah, good point.
Where at?
I just asked plainclothes officers in the crowd?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Hey, what were they wearing?
I don't know.
Just keep an eye out for any sus. They'll probably look like that.
Okay. Just like plainclothes.
We're the
Got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These ICE motherfuckers have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These ICE motherfuckers have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These ICE motherfuckers have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These ICE motherfuckers have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These ICE motherfuckers have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These ICE motherfuckers have got to go! Hey, hey! ¡Puta madre de la migra! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These ICE motherfuckers have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These ICE motherfuckers have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These ICE motherfuckers have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These ICE motherfuckers have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These ICE motherfuckers have Sneak into it! Fuck Trump! Fuck Trump!
And you know when that
Please give me like, holy shit.
Fuck Donald Trump! Fuck Donald Trump!
hand off the guy. It's it's Ron Buell,
They'll look at your other social media so they want to see that.
It's a fire!
I like See, God assumption? That's gross, man.
Worse than surgery. Why is it? How do you do that? Yeah, I won't stand up for after this.
I'm out here for Christmas.
I'm fine. And the item is gonna be what? The phone. What? The phone. Okay. Oh, yeah. Everything back there.
You seen a Asian guy with a blue jacket? Big bright blue jacket?
Hey.
Well,
We are expecting to hear in about 10 minutes from the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, who are going to be talking about the state investigation into this shooting. So as soon as I get this, I mean, I don't know how much they're going to be able to do. I don't know how much the federal government is going to allow them to be involved in the investigation, but we are going to bring you that live in about 10 minutes. We'll be hearing from them.
Right there.
Crazy thing can happen.
One of our viewers just asked, how cold is it there? It is -3 degrees Fahrenheit, -3 degrees Fahrenheit in Minneapolis, and about 5 minutes till we're supposed to hear from the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension about a state investigation into this shooting.
Needs to be spoken out again, just like the generations in our country did before, to fight fascism. That's exactly the moment that we're in right now. You're brave people, my brave citizens of Minneapolis, I love you all. We gotta fight because we are at the forefront of this battle. And it is a battle against Donald Trump, Kristi Noem, Pavino, and all the Nazis that are trying to take the
I would, unless you want to go relax.
Real quick, multiple reports say the man shot is 37-year-old Alex Preddy, Pretti, and that he worked as an intensive care unit nurse. We know he's a Minneapolis resident and a U.S. citizen from the press conference earlier. Any moment now, we're going to be hearing from state official or officials. Superintendent of the, I believe, the is it the Board of Criminal Apprehension? Drew Evans in Minnesota. And momentarily, we're going to have that for you. The Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. We're going to hear about the state investigation into the shooting coming up really any moment now. So as soon as I have that video, I will put it on the air for you.
Yeah, a little bit.
If you want to boost, I can try to help you.
Here it is right now.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Drew Evans, and I am the superintendent of the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. The public in the state of Minnesota expects that when a person is killed in one of our communities, an independent, thorough, and transparent investigation is conducted into that incident to fully understand what occurred when any law enforcement authority is involved in a deadly force encounter. Minnesotans not only expect this, but they deserve this. That's what our BCA Force Investigations Unit does. For years now, our independent unit has investigated the majority of use of deadly force incidents in our state. That's true for entities like the BCA, and it's common practice across the United States. That includes incidents involving federal officers and other high-profile incidents like have occurred in the city of Minneapolis and across our state, not only in recent months, but in recent years. Our highly trained independent team of investigators, crime scene personnel, are experts at conducting these types of investigations. This is all they do. We do not make decisions about guilt or innocent, but we compile the facts of the incident for review by proper prosecutorial authorities, both at the state and federal levels. This morning, I was in contact with the Minneapolis Police Department after the incident that you're all familiar with now. They requested our Force Investigations Unit respond to the scene and conduct such an independent investigation as we have in other recent incidents in the city of Minneapolis. What occurred was our team responded to the scene, and I was in contact with federal authorities to inform them that that was going to occur and that we were responding to the scene in Minneapolis. When our team arrived, they were blocked by federal agents with the Department of Homeland Security from accessing the scene. We worked with them and were in contact with the FBI, trying to attempt to access the scene so we can gather evidence to understand what occurred and work through this process. Our team also secured a search warrant for the scene, which is an unusual move in a public area like that, but we did that attempting to have judicial approval to enter this scene to gather evidence. We were once again blocked by federal authorities to go in and do that scene examination. We have a long history of working side by side with the Federal Bureau of Investigation on all types of cases. That's true in other high-profile incidents that you've seen in officer-involved shootings, And that remains the case that we do and will be going forward. They're excellent partners to us as an organization, but unfortunately, in these recent events, others outside of the state are making decisions that that does not occur. So we will continue to investigate this case and others that we have recently been involved with, but I would be remiss if I didn't state that it will be difficult to obtain all of the evidence and information contained without cooperation. It is my understanding at this time that this case is now being led by the Department of Homeland Security Investigations as an investigation into this matter, and not the FBI leading that at this point in time. As the FBI gathered information and conducted a crime scene evaluation, they left. After they left, we were attempting to move in to do our own scene examination once we can access the scene, but federal agents that cleared the scene, as was previously said, the state and local police that were on scene from the beginning of this, providing protection of that scene alongside federal agents trying to allow us to do our work, were unable to hold that scene, and it got overrun with protesters in the area, and we were not able to re-examine that scene. I'm aware, and our team is aware, of the videos that you've seen, and we would welcome additional information provided to our team going forward that will continue a full investigation to the best of our ability with what we have, and we will do that as we always have, fairly independently in that process and transparently as we do in every investigation, and provide that without recommendation to the county attorney's office for review. You know, we're in uncharted territory here. It's been a long-standing understanding, both within our state and across the country, that entities like the BCA that conduct 80+% of officer-involved shooting investigations across the United States are asked to do these investigations of federal agents involved in officer-involved shootings. There certainly can be a new process going forward if the federal government would like to do that and federal agencies, but that has not been a discussion that's been had so that we can provide clear understanding to citizens to understand what that process will be. And so we will continue to investigate this case. We welcome cooperation. I'd continue to ask that we provided access to any information that's necessary to do a complete investigation, and that we want to work together with all of our federal partners so that we can really understand what occurs in any of these cases. An officer-involved shooting is an incredibly complex incident, regardless of the video that you see. And the only way to really, truly understand what occurred is to have a full investigation of the matter so that we can really understand what we all see that happens in a very short period of time that is often incredibly complex and requires a very thorough and large investigation to really understand what occurs in those very few moments that we often see. We'll continue to pursue partnerships with our federal partners in these investigations and others going forward, as it's clear to us and it's clear to all of us in Minnesota that we at the state and local level have an expectation when something happens in our communities that an investigation not only is done by our federal partners, but also by state and locals into various incidents as we see them. The Bureau of Criminal Apprehension and our Force Investigations Unit is committed to continuing to work on these sorts of incidents and conduct those independent investigations at the request of our local partners. Whenever that happens, Minnesotans deserve that so that they can fully understand what occurred in each and every one of these incidents, so they can really have an understanding of what occurred each time something happens in our communities. With that, I'd be happy to answer questions.
With Kara Levin. So to be clear, you said you got a signed judicial warrant to gain access and were still denied by federal agents?
Yes, that's accurate. The question was, we had a signed warrant and we were still denied access to the scene. That's accurate, correct.
How uncharted is that? And have you had any contact? You said that you understand DHS is leading it now. Have you had contact since then? And is there any reason to believe that there is now a new way forward?
Yeah, the question was, have I had any contact since it's my understanding DHS is running this investigation? I attempted to contact the individual that I was told was the overall commander at the scene, and I have not received a call back from them. We will continue to work together to gather that, make that contact, and understand their process, but we have not had contact yet today.
Also with Fox 9, how much investigative to do at the scene then, when they did get access?
We were not able to do really any work at the scene once we had access because it was quickly overrun and overtaken. That being said, we have been out talking to witnesses, gathering information, gathering various video, and we'll continue to do that work. You saw in the recent shooting in North Minneapolis, if and when it's prudent and we need to, we can always return at a different time if there's relevant evidence at the scene.
Ernesto with the New York Times. Do you know the identity of the federal agents who were involved in the shooting?
The question is, do we know the identity of the federal agents involved in the shooting? Not only on this case, but the other two that have happened, the federal entity, Department of Homeland Security in particular, does not provide us that information. They have not provided us that information in this case as well.
Superintendent, how will you ensure?
Excuse me, introduce yourself, please.
Yes, Brittany Rubin, Channel 5. How will you be able to ensure a thorough and fair investigation if they weren't able to collect evidence the day that the shooting happened?
So the question is, how do we ensure a thorough investigation if we weren't provided access to the information? It's complicated. You know, that's why the long history of jointly working investigations when the federal entities conduct their own investigation is really important. And we have a long-established process of doing that, and we'd welcome that now, or we'd welcome parallel investigations where they share information with us. And to be clear, the BCA will share everything we obtain in our investigation with them. To say that we can do this in the manner that our team normally does, which is a very strict and established protocol, that obviously is disrupted. When we don't have access to the crime scene, we don't have the ability to map the scenes that we normally would in that process, so it will be compromised in some level of getting all of that. The hope is that we'll use all the different tools available to take different paths to do the best that we can with the information that we do have.
Caroline Cummings, WCCO. So on the point about the warrant, it sounds like earlier, just to be clear, you said you took that step preemptively, knowing that perhaps you might be denied. And then secondly, can you share what agents were told on the scene by DHS as the reason that they were not allowed to access, or that your agents weren't allowed to access the scene?
So the question was about the warrant and then access to the scene. We took the step of getting the search warrant because we were denied access to the scene. So we thought that we'd be able to get access to the scene, much like we would anywhere else, by having an independent judge agree that we have probable cause to investigate the incident at the scene. That was provided the information to the Department of Homeland Security, and they said that this was a scene and matter being investigated by the federal government, and they would not allow us physical access to the scene.
Just to follow up, you arrived at the scene, you were denied, you go to a judge, ask for a warrant, though Judge Grant said warrant, you show up with that, you're still denied.
That's accurate. We were denied after we provided information we had a warrant, please.
Jeff Day with the Minnesota Star Tribune. I'm not trying to be glib here. Has local law enforcement lost the ability to pursue the rule of law against these federal officers? Or I'm just trying to understand, what does that mean for this Operation Metro Search?
The question was about, has local law enforcement lost the ability for the rule of law? I will tell you that I and other law enforcement leaders continue to have discussions about this. It is important for people to understand just across Minnesota that there are two different, sets of illegal entities in the United States that conduct law enforcement operations: state and local, and federal, and then tribal and territorial. And normally, and under normal circumstances, we work hand in hand in partnership on a variety of different criminal investigations. Each and every day, BCA agents and local law enforcement across Minnesota are conducting violent crime investigations, drug investigations, human trafficking. We work together with the federal government all of the time. This is a situation where we're in a different place for a variety of reasons when it comes to this, and we need to find a path forward. You've heard various people say that we need to look to turn the temperature down. I look to turn the temperature down not only because of a situation that all of us want to be in across the state of Minnesota, to be safe in our homes and communities each and every day, but importantly so that we aren't in a position where there is a standoff between local, state, and federal law enforcement authorities. We have a long history of working together in partnership, and we need to keep in mind that we're all safer, we're all better together when we can do that collectively together.
And then one more after that.
Mary Murphy with Forum News Service. Are you able to confirm the identity of the man who was fatally shot? And then also, can you confirm the whereabouts of the officers who were involved in?
The questions are, can I confirm the identity? I'm aware of what's being reported. That's who we believe the individual to be, but the medical examiner will be the one to officially identify them, or at least provide us permission to do that. The second part of the question was, do we know the location of the officers involved? And the answer is, I do not know.
Superintendent Quinn Gorham, Gray Media, a quick question about past situations you guys have dealt with on this. Have you ever had a situation where the FBI has denied access to the scene like this? Under what circumstances have those happened in the past, if so?
So the question was, have I ever had a situation where federal authorities denied access to a scene? Not in my, 20 plus years at the BCA and a situation like that. There's certainly investigations for, national security and sensitive reasons we wouldn't have a line of sight into, nor would it be our position to ask for access to information in those particular instances. In instances where there's really concurrent federal and state jurisdiction over a matter, I'm not aware of an instance where that's ever happened. So thank you.
A search warrant before to access the scene.
All right, so we just heard from the state, the head of I think it's the Bureau of Criminal Apprehensions, who said that the state officials were not, state law enforcement was not allowed access to the crime scene by the federal law enforcement, even though the state had a warrant. And then he said, I believe if I heard him right, eventually what happened is protesters ended up going to where protesters moved up, and they moved into the scene where the shooting was. We saw that earlier, that protesters had gone down the street where the shooting was, and they were all the way down the street. And I was saying, well, it seems like the crime scene has protesters on it. So I don't even, so that they just were on the whole street, I believe, and some of that street was the crime scene. So, that's, you could go back, and within several hours of this shooting, there were protesters on that street. And I believe the federal government was there for a while, doing some crowd control, and then the federal officials took off, and then the state and local was left to do it. Anyway, but we were talking about that a couple hours ago. But they said when they first went, they said they had, the state said it had a warrant to do an investigation of the crime scene, and that the federal government did not allow them to do it. Let me turn the volume back up here for you. Thanks for everybody supporting the channel there today. I really appreciate it. That's really nice of you guys. I'm not doing I'm going to thank some people by name later, but just because of the nature of the broadcast, I'm going to wait a few minutes. And so I apologize for not thanking people individually so far. We'll do it some shortly. But hopefully you understand that. And I really appreciate our moderators who are here, who have been moderating. We have moderating right now. By the way, I wonder, we haven't heard from Kristi Noem today, Secretary of Homeland Security. Are we going to hear from Kristi Noem? Is she going to make some kind of statement? She did a press conference after the Renee Good shooting. I don't know. I'll see if I can find anything out about that, but I haven't heard anything about that. There was a short press conference with Greg Bavino of Border Patrol, who took 2 questions. All right, so maybe we'll hear from her. A quick thanks to our moderators. I really appreciate it. Then we'll get the sound back on from the footage. We have moderating right now. Give me a moment here. Roberts May Queen, Beth Mythical, Ruth over there on YouTube, Janet B. Thank you so much for being over there. Linda Belk, Larry, Misha over on X. And also, hang on one second here. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. We have, oops. We have moderating Kay Larry Body
over there on
Oops,
YouTube,
sorry,
Janet
two of
B.
me for a second. Thank you so much for being over there. Linda Bell have, there we go. Sorry about that. Kay Larry Body, Margaret Riley on Facebook.
Thank you. Just gonna sneak on through. Anyone want hand warmers, water, snacks? Hand warmers, water, snacks.
Good? You need help down, man? Or? Okay, man. All right. You need help down, man? Or? Okay, man. All right.
Shut down the air control. Shut it down. Shut down the air control. The Democrats are doing nothing for us. What were they doing for 4 years? They were deporting migrants.
Yeah, chat, we're full speed on Matt Morse. 20,000 live on YouTube.
Make a spray. I'm not impressed.
20,000 live on YouTube. Shout out to the Morse Force. We're part of the Morse Force.
I just like.
By the way, we don't even know who the person or who the officer or officers were, the immigration officer or officers were, who did the shooting. We don't even know. So I don't know if that information will come out or not. I mean, from the videos I've seen, it seems like there were about 10 shots fired. But again, I have already, to repeat, at the top of the chat, I have linked 2 different videos of the incident, and I posted a third angle on my X account, which is @Lookner, and you can see them all there.
I know they've got medics at Landau.
Breaking update. Breaking update. Fox reports that 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Kristi Noem will speak on Minneapolis shooting. Okay? Fox News. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem will speak at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Minneapolis shooting. Did I say Indianapolis? I meant Minneapolis. My brain might have stopped working. So again, Kristi Noem, Secretary of Homeland Security Noem, will speak at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. That is coming up in about 29 minutes. I saw one of our viewers mention in the chat. It's something that we talked about earlier. So the man who was shot appeared to be recording on his phone in the moments before he was shot. I don't know where that footage is, who has it, if we'll ever see it, if it's available. I would assume it's at least on the phone, but I can't even be sure of that. So we just don't know. We just don't know.
So tear gas and like.
I smell that.
A bunch. Oh yeah, they got a bunch of supplies on the table. Straight down to the grand
Hey guys, so I have, here's where we're at. So the third video that I saw of this incident is a video where it cuts out right as the shooting starts. Right as the shooting starts, it cuts out. You don't see a body on the ground after, so it's not graphic in that sense. You know, I can get that video. I can purchase the video to be able to show it to you, and I'm thinking of doing that. I can't show graphic video, but that's not graphic. I'm thinking of doing that. I just have to be careful here with the platforms, you know. But let me just real quick, I'm going to keep an eye on it here and see. You might hear something right at the end. I got to be able to listen to this though. So give me a quick second here. Give me about 7 seconds to listen to this. I'm just going to listen to this with my headphone off. Hang on. See what I can hear. Okay. I think we can show that. Yeah, I know where to find the footage. I'm not allowed to just take everything from the internet and show it on my channel, but I can purchase the rights to show this video. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that, and then we can look at it. This was it's the third video. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then we're going to take a look at it now. Again, this is not one of the videos with the body. You're not going to see the body, and actually it cuts out right as the shooting starts. So this video really, and this is via Stringers Hub. Stringers Hub via Reuters Connect. Okay, so I'm about to show you this right now. So there's that. That's live. But what I'm going to do, because we haven't been able to show it, is we're going to look at the actual video of what happened. But again, not the graphic one. The non-graphic one. I can't show the graphic one. So really quick, if you give me a moment, I'm going to pull it up and get it on the screen for you right now. Hang on. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Give me a moment here. I am getting this on the screen for you. Okay, here it is, and I need to put the right credit. Stringers Hub via Reuters Connect, I believe it is. No, we don't want that on the screen. That's not it. Let me just make sure of the credit here. All right, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go back to the live shot, and then I'm going to get the video up on the screen for you. Hang on. I'm showing it to you right now. Stringers Hub via Reuters Connect is the credit. And Christy Noem is speaking in 18 minutes. Video from Stringers Hub via Reuters Connect. Okay, here we go. We're about to show this to you. Here we go. I am putting it on the screen for you right now. So get rid of that. Get rid of that. Put this up there. Okay, here we're going to show this now. Again, this is not, you do not see the body in this video. You do not see the body in this video. And it cuts out right as the shooting starts. I just want to clarify this. So I am not showing graphic video of somebody lying on the ground dead. And you can't even really see who's doing the shooting. Okay, what I have to do real quick also, I'm going to just take this and put this here. All right, here it is. So let's, for those who haven't seen it, this is how it ended up happening, but not the graphic one. So I'm going to play it now, and it will cut out right when the shooting starts. So you're not going to see the aftermath. You don't even see, right as the shooting starts, the camera pulls away. Here it is. All right, so first of all, we saw it all the way through. Now, before I play it again, the person who was shot is right. Can we see him here? Right there, that guy, that's him. This is him right here. He is the man with the hat and the glasses. The hat and the glasses. Okay? And then, as it goes forward, you see more officers come over. And then I want to point out another thing here. He's down on the ground. All right, the guy in the gray. See this guy in the gray? This guy in the gray, you can see in the video, his hands are empty. He appears to be law enforcement. And is it him who reaches in? So he goes in there, and he appears to come out with a gun. Do we see it here? Right here. It's kind of hard because I'm not getting... Right there. There's the guy in the gray. You see the guy in the gray? He now is holding a gun. So, I mean, I guess it could have been his gun. There's a number of people online say, well, this is the guy who disarmed the person who got shot. And also there are some people online who say the gun he pulled out certainly looks like the gun that the DHS posted a picture of. Now again, I cannot confirm that the guy in the gray disarmed the person on the ground. But that is the guy right there who, we didn't see anything in his hands when he went in there, and then just seconds before the shooting, he emerges with this gun. But again, this man here is the person who got shot right. He's the guy with the hat on. The guy with the hat on. There he is right there. And he appeared to be, again, filming with a cell phone. All right, so let's just watch this again. Again, I'm not showing the videos where you see the dead body on the ground or the body after the shooting. I'm not even showing you a video. This is the one video of the 3 that I feel I can show you. Well, I paid for it, but also because it's not graphic like the others are. So this is the one, and it doesn't even show all the shooting. It pulls away as the shooting is happening. But I just want to be able to show this to you because we haven't been able to show it. Okay? And again, he was not the target. Apparently, he was an observer. He was not being targeted by ICE or by Border Patrol. They were conducting an operation, and some people were apparently observing. That's what it seemed like. Okay. The video I saw of the shooting, the complete video, appeared to have about 10 shots on it. So let me just play this again so you can see it. You know? I know a lot of you have seen it. Yeah, this video is on my X account. I have reposted this on my X account. So you can go there and watch it 20 times if you want. But for the people who haven't been able to go or have seen it, I'm just going to play this again. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make it a little bit... Before I do that, I can make this bigger because we don't really need the whole bottom. So why don't I make it a bit bigger so you guys can see it a little better? Oopsie. That's what I'll do. So this should be a little better for you. Oh, I can make it significantly bigger actually. Okay. Because we can go all the way up here with it. All right, if we go up there, then I can make it even a bit bigger. All right, let's try it this way and see if maybe this will read a bit better. Now, something else you may have noticed is the man was sprayed by one of the officers, the man who got shot. Okay? You can actually see that happen right in the middle there, or before this, I think, right here. Let me just show you. You can see him get sprayed. It's the man right here with the hat on in the tan pants. So there he got sprayed. Again, there's 2 other videos of this I know about. Those are more graphic, and I can't show those. But you can look at those 2 videos. I have posted links to the other 2 videos I'm aware of the incident at the top of the chat. But for now, I'm showing you this one because we haven't had a chance to look at it live. And let me just, again, play it for you again, just so people can see. You know, I'm having a little bit of an issue here, so I can only make it so big and keep it on the screen, so doing the best I can here. No, it's going to do that. So let's play it again from the start. Here it is. Okay, so that is that video. I don't know why the guy got sprayed initially. One of our viewers, Salfa Music, thinks that the gun may have misfired. I can't speak to that. I don't know. I mean, there were about 10 shots total. But what is it? One of our viewers said you could see the muzzle flash. Hold on a second here. Give me a second here. May put it on without the sound for a second. I'm going to put it on without the sound. This is the end. This is the last few seconds. Do you see a muzzle flash? Where? I can't realize. It seems like. Where's the muzzle flash? I can't see it. No, in this video, there are like 4 shots. But in the videos that don't get cut off, there's around 10 shots. But again, I'm not going to show the more graphic ones. And then at the start here, it's that, so this woman, is this a woman? But this protester or observer or whatever is being followed by this person. And then she goes over, and then at that point here, the man who was shot has his arm around the original person. So he's right here. The guy in the black hat, he has his arm around her. And he's just apparently been there filming and saying who knows what, I don't know. And then there's another protester or observer on the right. And then law enforcement very soon sprays the guy with the hat on. I don't know why he got sprayed. I can't speak to that. Right here. He gets pushed and then sprayed. Right in the face, and then the guy takes him down. Then a bunch of guys come over there, and they're all, somebody's hitting, it looks like hitting him or something. I don't have the sound on for this run through. And then the guy in gray pulls out a gun from the pile, and then the shots ring out. And you can see the guy in gray, who did not have a gun originally, pulls out a gun, which very well might have been the person who was killed's gun. Okay, so, let me go back and show you the live shot. So we can look at that again shortly. But there's a live shot that BG on the scene is showing a drone over the protest. We're waiting, Secretary Noem is gonna, 5 minutes. Hey guys, Secretary Noem is speaking in 5 minutes. Hang on a moment here. So I gotta get that ready for you. I'll send you over right at this moment. Let's just check out BG on the scene is there live at the scene. And Secretary Noem is supposed to speak in 5 minutes. So I want to get that ready for you. Although, let me see if I can figure out where it is. They don't have it posted yet on the website, so give me a second and let me figure this out. Noem. All right, we're waiting for them to post it, I guess. Oh, the mayor is speaking. Hey, there's another briefing coming up. The city of Minneapolis is having its own briefing, which is, I think, scheduled for around the same time. So let's hope that they speak at different times. So again, upcoming City of Minneapolis briefing coming up with the mayor. That's supposed to be in 5 minutes as well. All right, hang on. We got to get everything arranged here. There's some confusion here. So we're waiting. I'm going to take down the countdown clock because I'm not sure if she'll speak in 2 minutes. Any moment now, we're supposed to hear both from Secretary Noem of the Department, Secretary of Homeland Security Noem, and the mayor of Minneapolis, both of them. So we're waiting. I'll put it on the screen. Awaiting remarks from Minneapolis Mayor and Kristi Noem. So as soon as I have either of those, I'll give them to you. I don't see them yet. They're both supposed to start in 2 minutes. So let's see what they have to say coming up. And then what's this? Hold on. That's nothing. Who will start first? Will it be Kristi Noem or Mayor Fry? I'm going to turn the volume on here, but again, as soon as I can, I will put the video on for you. Thank you, Old Boy Pona, Rocket Ship Faced Patriot, Safa Music, Mad Solar, Bake Sage, JRW Fan, Bent Out, Balkan Bulls, Matthew X. Langford, Amber Putterman, The Messy Kitchen, Mr. Q Crash, Coach Kev Live, TK592, Dozer, Toto Deal Dragon. I'm going to thank a bunch of people later. I've just been so behind on all that with everything going on. Hold on 1 second here. Also, Gleggy and Dweezil, Loanado, and Gonzalez over there on Twitch. Red Eye Shell, Cupcake Maria, Shadow Elf, J-Con Red, Artful Nothing, One Talia, Eats More, and Matthew Kohai 3. Okay, I'm going to turn the volume on here, and I am waiting for Kristi Noem and the Minneapolis mayor. You'll hear the volume in a second. Oh, I see what happened. Sorry. Hang on. Volume coming on now.
If there are any fucking ICE agents out of here in plain clothes, don't let me fucking find you! I walked those motherfuckers out. And I told her right by them, not even them knowing it's behind them. I said, if you're a fucking ICE agent in plain clothes, fuck you! And those motherfuckers jumped. Fuck you!
Again, we are still waiting. Both Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry and Kristi Noem, Secretary of Homeland Security, are supposed to speak. They were both supposed to speak at 5 ET. It's now 5:05 ET. So one of them will speak first. Hopefully they're not speaking at the same time, but neither of them is speaking yet. So as soon as I have either one, I will put it on the screen for you. I'll probably go full screen for that, for those. And then I'll keep an eye on the protest, and if there's something huge, I can always go back to the protest. But I think for these, I'll go full screen.
More important than ours. I'm done with the people of ruin Minnesota. I still do not fucking understand how. They're investing back into Minnesota. We all bleed the same. We have families. We have mothers and fathers. Then they're saying, oh, we have to get rid of everyone who's turning against us. And to this day, I still do not fucking understand. What has any one of y'all done? They start complaining about us, Minnesotans, but all we fucking do is go to work. We got bills to pay. Most of us work 9 to 5, work home, work home, work home. Then they're saying, Minnesota is going so bad, there's people ruin Minnesota. We're all fucking working. How is Minnesota being ruined? They said we're going to fix Minnesota. The only fucking way they can fix Minnesota is if we all get $1 billion, goddammit! If they start taking care of our family and they start paying our fucking bills, then yeah, they're taking care of us and they're fixing Minnesota. But if they're saying we're gonna get rid of every single person who's turning against us, that's not how to fucking fix Minnesota. Look how, and you know, I'm kind of amazed that it's so fucking cold and yet most of y'all out here, man. I see a lot of people saying, oh, every single person out here are getting paid. Yeah, you know, I sometimes wonder if people are getting paid, then I'm missing out. Oh, I'm so sorry. If they start paying me, I'm gonna be here 24 hours, goddammit. Then they say we're getting paid. No, we're not getting paid. We're out here to protest and help the people. And you know what? We all love the community. We all love each other. And that's really amazing too. And man, I just gotta say, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Seriously, I feel bad for you guys. I feel like crying for y'all because if a lot of y'all staying at home, believing or thinking that someone is coming to save you, I'm sorry, but no one is. The only way that you can save if you stand up, stand with the people, stand with the community, and you make change. Because if we are lucky to be alive for 80 years, are we going to waste 40 of those years protesting every year, hoping that something will change? No, make the change. At least let's make this year be the year that we change something, so none of this has to happen again. And honestly, if I end up getting a wife and I start having kids, I don't want to be out here protesting if this shit happens again. Like, I do not want none of my kids to experience this shit in the future. More kids! And the only way to stop that bullshit from happening is if we finally do something about it. I gotta say this. The fucking blue motherfucker team are thinking that we're out here protesting for them. And the red are believing that we're out here protesting for the blue. We're not. We're here
And we are here protesting for us. We do not care. We do not care who's going to be the president. We do not care. We do not care. All we care about is this time is us. We do not give a shit about giving you a power or making you the next president or the next vice president. We do not give a shit. This time, we care about ourselves. We are out here for ourselves. We want to take care and we want to do something this time for ourselves. Honestly, and I just gotta say this, man. Listen, honestly, I'm just saying too much. This is my first time talking, so I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. But please, you guys should understand one thing. All of you guys are really fucking amazing. The fact that every one of you guys, doesn't matter what color you are or race, you are still out here standing with the people because you care about the future. You want to see something new in Minnesota. You're tired of seeing the same bullshit happening every fucking year. And you're so fucking tired of the police always acting like they're on our side and then end up being against us. Fuck 12. Fuck 12. I really have to say this, you know, I understand, like, it doesn't matter what side you're on, but the fact that you see videos online of ICE killing, murdering people, and yet you have to say, oh, they deserve it, is just really crazy. That's really shame on you. You just seen someone else taking another person's life. That person has a family, a kid, a wife, and you have the audacity to say, oh, that person deserves it. He should have just complied. Like, seriously, that's really disgusting. And I gotta say, I'm really sorry about what our elders of the Somalis has done. Because after the fraud shit happened, the government, that gave them a good reason to come into Minnesota and say, oh, there's too much fraud going on. People are ruining Minnesota. We have...
Like that. That's not a reason to do this shit.
I have to say this really quick. Just let's listen for a minute. The government does not care what kind of reason they have. All they care about is finding the smallest reason, and then they end up coming here and saying, yep, that happened, so I have to fix that. They didn't need a reason, they made a fucking reason. They said 8 billion in fraud. What were they fucking doing when 8 billion was going out the state?
It costs $700,000 every day. There's a fee. There's a fee.
And I have to say one more last thing before I go. I love you guys, and thank you to every one of you guys out here. I'm just seeing how Minnesota people go and protest. Does not matter how cold it is. Right now, I'm fucking freezing. I'm wondering, should I go home? Should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay? Well, you know what? I'm gonna stay here with you guys because I also love you guys, and I want to stand with you guys.
Press conference.
We're here to provide an update on the safety plans and precautions that we're going to be taking for this evening. The city of Minneapolis is filing a declaration after today's shooting to encourage the judge to rule on a temporary restraining order on Monday that would grant us immediate relief and would help stop this operation that has been so harmful to the city of Minneapolis. The state of Minnesota has resulted in multiple shootings and tragic deaths. I have formally requested assistance from the National Guard to support the limited number of officers that we have in the Minneapolis Police Department. We have around 600 officers in total. Days off have been canceled. Our incredible Minneapolis police officers have been working tirelessly to do their day-to-day work, and simultaneously, they are put in the middle of these chaotic situations. We will not be able to do this on our own, and so we are getting assistance from both mutual aid jurisdictions as well as the request to the governor for the National Guard, and we're appreciative of the assistance. Our community is tired. Our officers are tired. Our businesses are tired. And this additional support is necessary. And again, the chaos that we are seeing is caused directly by ICE, Border Control, and this federal administration. Our top priority is keeping our neighbors and businesses safe, and the additional support will help us do that. Our community service officers are helping to deliver food to families that are in need. Community members are out there peacefully protesting, making sure that their voices are heard. They're escorting workers to their jobs. They're taking care of daycares. It has been extraordinary how people around our city have stepped up during this difficult time, and there is an incredible group of leaders in senators and members of Congress that are here with me to deliver a powerful message in just a couple of minutes. We're also working closely with our immigration task force to make sure that clear and transparent information is coordinated. We'll continue to do everything in our power to keep our neighbors safe and to stand up for our immigrant communities. Most of the protests that we've seen have remained peaceful. Let's keep it that way. Let's not counter Donald Trump's chaos with our own version of chaos here. I understand that people are angry. I'm angry. I understand that people are experiencing trauma. It makes sense. Our communities have been placed on the very front line, and this has been ongoing now for weeks. It must end. Remember, it's only our city that will suffer if there is damage or destruction that is done. Finally, to the victim's family and friends, our hearts are with you. Our love goes out to you. I know that there is nothing that I can say right now that will ease the pain. But I hope you know that Minneapolis cares deeply for you. There are 435,000 residents that will do everything possible to stand with you. With that, I'll turn it over to Chief O'Hara, who can give more of an update on the plans for tonight.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. I'm going to provide a brief update on the events today and our plans to maintain order in the city. I recognize that this is a volatile and emotional situation, and our focus remains, as it always has been, on de-escalation, slowing things down, and maintaining peace and order in this city. The situation is stable right now, and it is peaceful, and we intend to keep it that way. After our last press update, additional residents and demonstrators gathered today, and the situation deteriorated. Local and state law enforcement officers were surrounded on multiple sides by a mix of protesters and also agitators who engaged in unlawful acts. Individuals began erecting barricades, throwing glass bottles, ice chunks, and at least 2 separate fires were started in the immediate vicinity. Minneapolis police had to escort firefighters so that they could safely extinguish those fires. The number one priority of our police officers is to protect life and maintain public safety for all people in our community. And so given the volatility and rising public safety risks for residents, for demonstrators, and police officers, state and local law enforcement did deploy less lethal and gas munitions at that assembly in order to allow for a safe egress of law enforcement and to prevent further violence and damage. We do everything that we possibly can to de-escalate whenever possible, and the actions that were taken today were in response to a dangerous and escalating situation that already had multiple confrontations. The gathering at the scene now is peaceful, and we need everyone to respect the lives and property of all people in our community. In order to maintain that peace, we have established a vehicle exclusionary zone in the affected area. That zone has allowed traffic to be safely managed and has significantly reduced the risk of escalation, ensuring access for emergency vehicles, for residents of the area, and for lawful, peaceful demonstrations. This zone will be maintained by uniformed police officers of the Minneapolis Police Department, working alongside members of the Minnesota National Guard. National Guard members will be wearing fluorescent yellow safety traffic vests and will be working alongside uniformed Minneapolis police. In addition to the Minnesota State Patrol and Hennepin County Sheriff's Office that assisted at the scene, the St. Paul Police, Ramsey County Sheriff's Office, and numerous Hennepin County suburban police departments are assisting with answering 911 calls in the city of Minneapolis today. The loss of human life, yet again, is a tragedy. We pray all people can recognize that, and we extend our condolences, as the mayor has said, to the loved ones of the deceased. To the people of our city, we understand that the pressure has been building for weeks. We understand the hurt and frustration that this causes. But again, if you choose to come out, if you choose to demonstrate, peacefully assemble, do so lawfully, and understand that the men and women in this uniform standing here tonight are committed first and foremost to protecting the lives of every single person in this city. We will continue to monitor the situation and provide updates as needed. Senator?
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Chief, for your strong leadership during this crisis. I'm joined today by Senator Smith, as well as Representatives McCollum and Morrison, and joining us in a statement are Representatives Craig and Omar. Our message is really clear and straightforward. We need ICE out of Minnesota. They are not making us more safe. As the tragic killing this morning, as people saw it viscerally on that video shows us, they are making us less safe. With 3,000 agents, which of course includes border control, outnumbering the sworn police officers in Minneapolis and St. Paul by 3 to 1, and even larger than the 10 metropolitan police departments, this is completely out of whack, completely out of balance, and now 3 people have been shot, 2 resulting in death. 1, Renee Good, mother of 3, and now Alex Preddy, a 37-year-old Minneapolis man, a citizen, also a nurse. They both have families that love them very much. This city has been under siege.
Hang on a moment.
And I want to make something clear. As the mayor and the police chief are doing their job for this city, it's not just the cities. It's not just Minneapolis and St. Paul, as you'll hear from the members of Congress. It is
Let's
the suburbs
go to Christy
where
Noem real
kids
quick. Christy
have been
Noem is
lured
speaking.
in and abducted. It is small towns all across our state, rural areas.
Whose criminal history included domestic assault with intentionally inflicting bodily harm, disorderly conduct, and driving without a valid license. An individual approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. The officers attempted to disarm this individual, but the armed suspect reacted violently. Fearing for his life and for the lives of his fellow officers around him, an agent fired defensive shots. Medics were on the scene immediately and attempted to deliver medical aid to the subject, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. The suspect also had 2 magazines with ammunition in them that held dozens of rounds. He also had no ID. This looks like a situation where an individual arrived at the scene to inflict maximum damage on individuals and to kill law enforcement. About hundreds of protesters then showed up at the scene. They began to obstruct and to assault law enforcement officers. We saw objects being thrown at them, including ice and other objects, and a rampant assault began, and even an HSI officer agent's finger was bitten off. Crowd control measures were deployed to bring safety to the public and to law enforcement at the scene. And once again, I want to remind everybody that this situation and this tragedy did not have to happen. Our law enforcement are doing everything that they can to protect the public. We're praying for this deceased loved one's family and friends, but we also recognize that the Minnesota governor and the Minneapolis mayor need to take a long, hard look in the mirror. They need to evaluate their rhetoric, their conversations, and their encouragement of such violence against our citizens and our law enforcement officers. I'll remind you that Governor Walz today in his press conference said that our officers were not even law enforcement, which is a lie. He's called them the Gestapo. He's encouraged residents and citizens and violent rioters to resist. He's doxed their identities, putting themselves and their families' lives in jeopardy. He's refused to turn over murderers to federal law enforcement officers. He's protected illegal criminals and protected them from being brought to justice, and even overseen a historic, unprecedented theft of American taxpayer dollars. Tens of billions of dollars were stolen under his watch, and he allowed it to happen, and in some instances may have even facilitated it. In other cities and states across the country, we don't see this happen. Local, state, and officials work with us to make sure that we're making their streets safer. I'll point to the city of Memphis, which is where there is a Democrat mayor in place. He worked with us and our federal law enforcement officers, and we saw murder rates drop by 50% because of that partnership. We've seen historic lows in the criminal acts that have happened in that city. We've had the same amount of law enforcement officers there, but a very different result because of the leadership in place. Last week, ICE did over 2,000 different operations, and we saw people be brought to justice and the American people made safer because of that work. We don't have this problem in Texas or in Florida because those individuals in those states work with us, and they make sure that they keep peace and calm while they bring criminals to justice. In Minneapolis, Governor Walz and Mayor Frey, they instead choose violence. They instead choose to encourage the destruction of their city and the crime against their people. It appears that they want this lawlessness to continue. It appears that they want chaos to distract from the theft and the fraud and the corruption of their city. I'll remind you that this city has been corrupt for years with what we've seen with people that have been stealing taxpayer money, all under the leadership of Governor Walz and Mayor Frey. I'm asking for all the authorities in Minneapolis and the leaders to work with us. And there are two things that we have repeatedly asked the governor and the mayor to do. Number one, all we want them to do is that when they are going to release a dangerous criminal from their jails, turn them over to us so we can get them out of this country as soon as possible. Since we have been back in the White House with President Trump's leadership, they have released over 490 criminals onto their streets rather than allow us to get them out of the country to keep families safe. The second thing that we have asked the governor and the mayor to do is to help us keep people safe. Just give us backup on the streets while we do our targeted operations to get illegal criminals out of our country, and then we wouldn't have to be there facing these types of situations that we face with violent rioters who are impacting and attacking our law enforcement officers. That's all. Those are the two requests that we've asked of them. We've asked them to help us do that so that we can continue to see success in Minneapolis like we see in so many other cities and communities across the country. But they have refused because they want us talking about attacking law enforcement officers instead of the fraud and the theft that they facilitated in Minnesota. One thing I'd like to do before I take your questions on that situation on the storm is give you a few facts about the storm and what we're facing here in the coming days. This storm is going to produce heavy snow. It's going to produce dangerous freezing rain and ice and life-threatening wind chills that will be sustained for days. Power outages, road closures, and other impacts have already started to impact the Midwest, the South, and the East Coast. The most important thing that people can do across this country is to please stay off the roads, to stay home when possible, unless you absolutely have to be out and about. That will not only ensure that you and your family are safe, but that emergency responders aren't out there trying to rescue you when they could be out doing other work to proactively keep people safe and at home. Stay alert by listening to different announcements from your local officials and from your state. We want to remind everybody that in these emergency disaster situations, it's your local officials and local emergency managers that go out and execute response to these disasters. Your states manage it, and the federal government is here to support. We're here and have been opened and visiting and talking with all of the governors and local leaders to make sure they have everything that they need ahead of time, and that we can be as prepared as possible for what is going to unfold in the coming days. I want you to make sure that you get the chance to visit the website ready.gov to see recommendations and advice for how you can protect your family and be prepared for the storm that is coming. We have 17 different states and the District of Columbia that have already declared states of emergency. President Trump has already approved emergency declarations at the federal level for these following states: for South Carolina, the Commonwealth of Virginia, Tennessee, Georgia, North Carolina, Maryland, Arkansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Indiana, and West Virginia. I'm sure there will be more coming, and we are turning those around immediately to make sure that states have the resources from the federal government that they've requested. I have spoken several times on conference calls, but also called personally governors and local leaders to facilitate the partnership that we need to help keep this federal response streamlined with their state responses. The Department of Homeland Security, FEMA, CISA, our cybersecurity team focused on the electrical grid and our critical infrastructure, the Coast Guard and our other federal partners are all embedded in state operation centers across the country. Governors remain in the lead on these responses, and we are continuously talking to them to see what they need to continue to take care of their citizens and make sure that people are safe. I activated the National Response Coordination Center, which is where you are right now, 2 days ago, and we are monitoring the storm and coordinating federal support for the affected areas. At my direction, FEMA has already pre-positioned commodities in many locations across the country. We've embedded partners in state emergency operations centers, and we've deployed IMAT teams, incident management assistant teams, with dozens more ready to deploy at any moment, besides those that have already been pre-positioned. We have dozens of urban search and rescue teams that are ready to go out and to save lives in partnership with our local and state authorities should that become necessary. We do have tens of thousands of people in affected states in the South that have lost power. We have utility crews that are working to restore that as quick as possible, and we expect to continue to see that as ice builds on power lines and trees are affected and we see more damage. But we have partnered with our energy companies and rural electric communities to make sure that we are able to facilitate the repairs as soon as possible to get the power on, especially in light of the cold temperatures that we see coming for days on end. We just ask that everyone would be smart, stay home if possible, take care of your family members, check on your neighbors, and continue to work with your local officials to get through this difficult storm. And we will continue to pray for God to bless this great country and all of the families and the public servants who get up and work to keep people safe. With that, I'll take any questions that you may have. Yes.
Is DHS leading the investigation into this shooting? And if so, will there be a criminal investigation? And also, will we see body camera released from the officers involved?
We are conducting this investigation just like we do all other officer-involved shootings, and we'll continue to do that. So that is unfolding, and we'll give you more details as those are released.
Secretary General, thank you
Yes.
so much for doing this, and we welcome also any other guidance from Chief Scott. Did the 37-year-old who had a license to carry, did he brandish a gun? And at what point did law enforcement retrieve the gun and also the magazines from him? Can you offer clarity on
This individual and took action to defend the officer's life and those of the public around him. And I don't know of any peaceful protester that shows up with a gun and ammunition.
The feed itself had an issue. The feed is having an issue itself. This is the feed itself. Hang on. Let me refresh the feed. Right when she's answering the question, the feed is having issues. I think it's back now. I'll get it. I'm going to check a different source. I think it's back though. There it is. Okay. I'll replay that part for you.
has opened up an internal investigation, and beyond that, why did federal agents tell Minneapolis Police Department to leave the scene?
We're continuing to follow the exact same protocols that we always have. And so this investigation is ongoing. We're continuing to gather the facts as they unfold throughout that, and we'll do it just like did under the entire Trump administration and previous administrations. Nothing has changed, and we'll continue to release details as we have them. But I want you to not distract away from the facts of this situation. Our law enforcement officers were there doing a targeted operation against an individual who was in this country illegally and had a criminal conviction for domestic assault with intent to do bodily harm and other convictions as well. This individual went and impeded their law enforcement operations, attacked those officers, had a weapon on him, and dozens of rounds of ammunition, wishing to inflict harm on these officers, coming brandishing like that and impeding their work that they were doing. We'll continue to allow. That is a different incident that happened at the same situation after the tragedy unfolded. But yes, that's the kind of assaults and violence that our law enforcement officers are facing out in the streets, and that the local leaders are encouraging. Remember what Mayor Frey has said, that he wanted ICE out of the city. We have been working and had a presence in that city for years. We are there to enforce the law and to make sure that the public is safe. Just since we have been there, we have arrested thousands of individuals that have criminal convictions and are in this country illegally and gotten them off the streets of Minneapolis. The two things that we've asked the mayor and the governor for is that they would partner with us, and before they let somebody dangerous out of their jails, that they would let us know so we can deport them out of our country. I do not know why they continue to choose the side of lawbreakers, criminals, murderers, and rapists over the citizens of Minneapolis. And this situation that we have today is a tragedy that we don't have to have. We have it because we have a mayor and a governor who encourage this violence and encourage this type of rioting. And remember, these are the individuals that were in charge when Minneapolis burned in 2020. They facilitated it, they encouraged it, and they saw the destruction, and we all watched the destruction of that city back then. It doesn't have to happen again. It appears that they're following the same playbook, and the reason that they're doing it is to distract from the corruption that they have facilitated in fraud and theft from the American taxpayers. Tens of billions of dollars they have been funneled into criminal pockets and stolen from vulnerable people that needed these programs to take care of their children, to go out and provide services to individuals that were developmentally disabled, people that needed programs that the federal government has to take care of those that are less fortunate and need it. And instead, Governor Walz and Mayor Frey allowed that kind of theft to continue, and now they want to perpetuate violence against our law enforcement officers to cover it up.
Secretary,
yes.
You just made claims that the individual posed a threat to law enforcement.
That is no claim. It is the facts. The facts of this situation. This individual showed up to a law enforcement operation with a weapon and dozens of rounds of ammunition. He wasn't there to peacefully protest. He was there to perpetuate violence, and he was asked to show up and to continue to resist by a governor who's irresponsible and has a long history of corruption and lying. And we won't stand for it anymore. These law enforcement officers take an oath. They get up every single day and they go out to protect the public. Many of these individuals live in their communities, and this mayor and this governor have doxed them. They have allowed people to threaten them and their families and expose their identities in order to instill fear and violence. And that's not what America is about. We're going to continue to tell the truth about Minnesota, Minneapolis, what happened here, the theft over the last many years that these leaders have facilitated. And we're going to continue to do our work to get to the bottom of the investigations. And the one question you should be asking is the mayor, the governor, and the attorney general have all confirmed that they have been subpoenaed to come in front of a criminal federal grand jury. So they are covering up and are being in a part of a system where they are going to be brought to justice for anything that they had to do with this investigation. They have confirmed they've been subpoenaed, and they will be in front of a grand jury to get that criminal investigation unfolding and to disclose the kind of fraud that they have allowed to happen.
Secretary,
yes.
The White House has labeled the man who was killed in Minnesota as a domestic terrorist. Is that something you agree with? And have you seen any evidence to
When you perpetuate violence against a government because of ideological reasons and for reasons to resist and perpetuate violence, that is the definition of domestic terrorism. This individual who came with weapons and ammunition to stop a law enforcement operation of federal law enforcement officers committed an act of domestic terrorism. That's the facts.
Where's the evidence of his ideology?
Yes.
Drew Evans, Superintendent of Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, had said during a news conference today
that when federal agents blocked his agency from the shooting scene, when they went, got a judicial warrant, they returned, they were still blocked. Why were they
We have
blocked?
asked these state officials to help partner with us on law enforcement operations for months. Ever since President Trump came into the White House, we've asked them for their partnership to stand alongside of us so we could do targeted operations against criminal illegal aliens and to help us make their streets safer. They have refused over and over and over again, and they have perpetuated a narrative that is absolutely false. And our federal law enforcement officers will continue to do their work, and they'll do that to make America safe again.
Secretary?
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry, this is the second DHS law enforcement operation shooting that's happened this year. There was another incident in Portland. 5 people have also died in immigration detention so far this year. Why is immigration enforcement becoming so deadly under your tenure?
Immigration enforcement is exactly what the American people asked for. When we had a Democrat administration in the White House that facilitated an invasion of millions of people over our southern border and let people come into this country that were completely unvetted. We know for a fact that we had hundreds, if not thousands, of terrorists, suspected terrorists, criminal organizations and gangs that came in and have been committing criminal activities against American citizens for years now, that the American people said enough is enough. We want them out of our country. We want them brought to justice. And they trusted President Trump to go out there and to make America safe again. It is absolutely false to say that there's more incidents with our law enforcement than there was in history before. In fact, our accuracy and our operations are being conducted in a manner that is historic for accuracy and taking care of people and doing so safely. So the narrative with the press that they've perpetuated that we have more individuals that have been jeopardized or that our detention centers aren't at the highest standards is absolutely false. Our detention standards and the people that are being taken care of there are at the highest level they've ever been. They exceed state and local standards, and we'll continue to do that and make sure that people have the facts around how people are treated when they're brought into detention, and then we take them home.
Secretary,
Yes.
a question on the storm. We've seen some reports about witnesses being taken to the Whipple Federal Building in Minneapolis. Could you explain why the witnesses of the shooting this morning have been taken to that building?
The witnesses are you talking about the ones that have been detained that are illegal aliens?
No, the witnesses, I think, to the event in Minneapolis.
I won't speak to the investigation and the details, and those will continue to unfold, but I do know that we're continuing to follow the same protocols that we always have.
Secretary, no.
Was there a question back here on the storm?
Does anyone have a question on the storm? We are at FEMA headquarters. Secretary, no.
Yes.
If these are targeted arrests, why are these immigration agents going after civilian protests out of their way? And second,
This individual impeded the law enforcement officers and attacked them. State the facts as they unfolded on the street today. We were doing a targeted operation against an illegal criminal, and this individual came with a weapon and dozens of rounds of ammunition and attacked them.
Tell him, don't you dare invoke the Insurrection Act here. That would be a federal crime against our own government. Let's be sure that we do this peacefully, like all of you are doing so beautifully. Congratulations to every one of you showing up in this cold, freezing your rear ends off.
That's how we do it!
That's it! Get ice out!
Get ice out! Get ice out! Get ice out! Get ice out! Get ice out! Get ice out! Get ice out! Get ice out! Get ice out! Get ice out! Get ice out! Get ice out! Get ice out! Get ice out! Get ice out! Get ice out! Get ice out! Get ice out!
Do not do this alone. Speak out. Call the mayor. Call the governor's office. Write a letter to the editors of the Minneapolis Tribune. Do everything you can. Showing up here is fantastic, but keep it going until we can stop this excess lawlessness by ICE. It's got to stop now. Stop now. Stop now.
Stop now! Stop now! Stop now! Stop now! Stop now! Stop now! Stop now!
They want us to be hopeless. I am not hopeless. I am not hopeless. I am pissed. You are pissed. We are pissed. I've said this before, and I will say it again. In 100 years, when they write the history books about what happened in this city, in our city, there will be two sides. There will be the side of hatred, and there will be the side of justice. Does this look like the side of hatred to you?
No! Justice! Justice!
There are more of us than them! And there will always be more of us than them! Minneapolis! We are stronger than them! We are louder than them! Rise up! If you see a neighbor that needs support, help them! We need to come together as a community and support each other! The only way out of this is together! Come together as one! I love all of you!
And don't give any of them a precept for action. Be peaceful.
No!
Be peaceful.
Get us out! Get us out! Get us out!
Get us out!
Get us out!
What the hell, guys? No
peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
See if I can go back and just cut right when she was asked, right at the beginning, it kind of cut out for a few seconds. I want to see if I can just get you her statement when she was asked about the brandishing. Yeah, I have watched 3 videos today of the actual incident and multiple videos before and after. I have not seen him brandish his weapon at all, to be clear. I'm not saying he didn't. I've been very careful about saying that. I have yet to see a video or any kind of evidence that he brandished his weapon. trying to get you guys the, I'm going to go, I just want to get you where she started. All right, is the replay up? All right, now the replay's up. So now we should be able to hear, her answer this question. Okay, this is the start of questions.
With that,
All right, I just want to play, because the first couple questions, the feed kind of cut out. So let me just replay the first couple of questions here.
I'll take any questions that you may have. Yes. We are conducting this investigation just like we do all other officer-involved shootings, and we'll continue to do that. So that is unfolding, and we'll give you more details as those are released. Yes. This individual and took action to defend the officer's life and those of the public around him. And I don't know of any peaceful protester that shows up with a gun and ammunition rather than a sign. This is a violent riot when you have someone showing up with weapons and are using them to assault law enforcement officers.
Because video appears to show that it's disarmed before shots are fired. So I just want clarity on that. And beyond that, I just want to follow up and ask who within the federal government is leading the criminal investigation, understanding that the CPR has opened up an internal investigation. And beyond that, why did federal agents from Minneapolis Police Department?
We're continuing to follow the exact same protocols that we always have. And so this investigation is ongoing. We're continuing to gather the facts as they unfold throughout that. And we'll do it just like we did under the entire Trump administration and previous administrations. Nothing has changed, and we'll continue to release details as we have them. But I want you to not distract away from the facts of this situation. Our law enforcement officers were there doing a targeted operation against an individual who was in this country illegally and had a criminal conviction for domestic assault with intent to do bodily harm, and other convictions as well. This individual went and impeded their law enforcement operations, attacked those officers, had a weapon on him, and multiple dozens of rounds of ammunition, wishing to inflict harm on these officers, coming brandishing like that and impeding their work that they were doing. We'll continue to allow, that is a different incident that happened at the same situation after the tragedy unfolded. But yes, that's the kind of assaults and violence that our law enforcement officers are facing out in the streets, and that the local leaders are encouraging. Remember what Mayor Fry has said, that he wanted ICE out of the city. We have been working and had a presence in that city for years. We are there to enforce the law and to make sure that the public is safe. Just since we have been there, we have arrested thousands of individuals that have criminal convictions and are in this country illegally, and gotten them off the streets of Minneapolis. The two things that we've asked the mayor and the governor for is that they would partner with us, and before they let somebody dangerous
that he attacked the law enforcement. Again, to be clear, I have not seen any evidence of any of that today. I guess maybe she thinks that, I mean, it sounds like maybe she thinks that literally having a gun, even if you have it legally, means you're there to perpetuate violence. But again, you know, I don't know what happened. I can't see everything in the videos I've seen, but we have yet to see any kind of video that shows brandishing a weapon and also, or hear any kind of witness statement. And again, from what the video, he doesn't appear to be perpetuating violence in the videos. So again, I just don't know, but maybe she has evidence we don't have, but she didn't present any of it. Anyways, so again, her claims are that he attacked law enforcement, that he was there to perpetuate violence, and that he brandished his weapon. She said all three of those things. Okay, so when she came on the air, we cut to her and we interrupted the other press conference. So I did want to send you back to the other press conference. This was a short while ago, but we didn't get to see it because I want to show you Kristi Noem. So I want to show you the rest of the local press conference, which is right, where is this at? Going to be right over here. And that's Amy Klobuchar. A few minutes ago, I'll say. A few minutes ago. And then this is going to be Senator Amy Klobuchar. So again, I'm sorry that I couldn't show both at once. So let's take a look at the part we missed of this press conference here.
Areas. This has gone way beyond some stated purpose of the fraud investigation or apprehending violent offenders. That's not what this is about anymore when you have 3,000 agents, overwhelming sworn police officers. I took part in that peaceful and powerful march yesterday, all those peaceful people. And then we wake up this morning to this horror. As members of Congress, we are calling on this administration to get ICE out of our towns, off of our streets. It will make us more safe. We, as a congressional group up here, strongly opposed the ICE funding this week. We opposed it this summer when our Republican colleagues tripled the budget, $75 billion. It is now more than the FBI. They reduced the training from 5 months to 47 days. And these are the results. We are also calling for a full and transparent investigation. We have done this before in Minnesota, coordinating with local and state and federal law enforcement. And if they're not going to do it, then they need to get out of the way and allow our very professional Bureau of Criminal Apprehension to conduct the investigation into these killings. And finally, we call on our Republican colleagues to stand with us. I know they know what's going on here because it's happening in their own districts. We have, of course, these shootings, but it is a lot more than that. They know that something's wrong when a Hmong elder is pulled out of a house in his underwear and slippers, and they figure out about an hour later they got the wrong guy, and in fact the guy they were looking for is actually in jail. Or a 2-year-old, a case my office worked on, in addition to hundreds more, who's taken with her dad and then put on a plane to Texas when her mom is desperately trying to get her. We got her back, but none of this should be happening, none of it. So we call on our Republican colleagues to join us because we have warned this administration, I have personally warned them that there would be more deaths, that more of this would happen, and clearly they're not listening. So we ask people around the country to talk to their Republican representatives to make clear that this is not the America that is ours. This has got to stop. And with that, I turn it over to my colleague, Senator Smith.
Good afternoon, everyone. So today, federal agents beat and then shot multiple times and killed 37-year-old Alex Jeffrey Preddy, a U.S. citizen, a Minneapolis resident, and a VA nurse. Eyewitness video shows once again reckless, violent, and dangerous federal agents taking the life of a Minnesotan. And rather than following standard law enforcement practice, which is focused on public safety and de-escalation, they have killed another person. And the Trump administration has already called Alex Preddy a domestic terrorist. He was a nurse. We send our heartfelt condolences to his family and to his friends. And all Americans should be outraged at this unaccountable, violent federal force which is operating with impunity in our city. And you need to know, America, that if it can happen here, it can happen in your community too. So we gather here to say, first, I want to say to the President, you must stop Operation Metro Surge immediately and send these ICE agents home so our communities can be safe. Second, it is essential that trusted, impartial state investigators at the BCA are allowed to fully investigate what happened here today. Third, I urge my neighbors to express our grief and outrage at this killing and at the federal invasion of our cities peacefully and with the love that we showed yesterday when so many thousands of us showed up in support of our community. And finally, we must have our Republicans in Congress, they must join with us to condemn this violent and unfettered violent abuse of power and to stop it. And they can do that by refusing to fund this agency so long as it continues to kill and terrorize Americans. That is what Senator Klobuchar and I will be working on in the United States Senate. And I just want to close by thanking so much the local law enforcement and fire departments, not only here in Minneapolis, but all across the state that have been doing everything that they could, everything that you can to keep our cities safe. I once worked in City Hall, and I know what it's like, and I am so grateful for their relentless work to keep our communities safe. Representative McCollum.
Well, we have a saying in Congress that we agree and reflect in our remarks those that have spoken before us. So I'm going to take a slightly different tact. You know, today, this morning, Saturday, we lost another life, and it didn't have to be that way. To all the protesters who have been out there peacefully protesting, who have been harmed and injured, it shouldn't be happening to you either. But I want to take a second, as Senator Smith was, just to reflect on the community. St. Paul stands with you, Minneapolis. The East and West Metro, we're united, as well as all Minnesotans. My phones have been ringing off the hook from frustrated members of communities that are asking me to talk to their Republican members of Congress to do something about the escalation of chaos and violence that has been caused by the presence of the Department of Homeland Security. Representative Morrison and I, along with Representative Omar and Craig, had an opportunity to show with our votes on the House floor just this week how disappointed we are that the president refuses to listen. Oh, well, we're more than disappointed. We are outraged. Part of the bill that was on the floor was to provide more body cameras for ICE. Well, they have them already in the thousands, and they refuse to wear them. So Secretary Noem Have your officers suit up and put on their body cameras, just like our law enforcement does. To our law enforcement here, we appreciate you, especially those of you who have been working the extra shifts. To the school boards, to the community service volunteers, everybody out there in this community, you make us so proud to represent you in the United States Congress. We hold our head up high with how Minnesota is reacting to this. We celebrate 250 years of this United States of America. And I'll close with quoting Benjamin Franklin. He came out of the Constitutional Convention and he said, it's a republic if you can keep it. Well, we're showing we want to keep it a republic with peaceful protesting. Stay calm, be safe, take care of one another. And when you see a National Guards person out there trying to relieve one of our police officers, know that they're there to protect you. So please respect everyone out there trying to keep us safe. And with that, I'd like to welcome up my colleague from the West Metro, Representative Morrison.
Thank you, Representative McCollum. You know, the day after tens of thousands of Minnesotans showed the world how to stand up peacefully against this administration's cruelty, lawlessness, and unacceptable occupation, and demand that ICE leave our state and end this federal invasion, the world is watching yet again as one of Donald Trump's federal agents have shot and killed another United States citizen in broad daylight in the middle of the street. First, we lost Renee Nicole Good, and now Alex Jeffrey Preddy, a 37-year-old man, a Minnesotan, an ICU nurse, a resident looking out for his neighbors as Minnesotans always do. And I do want to pause and offer my deepest sympathy and profound condolences to Mr. Preddy's family and friends. I am so sorry for your unimaginable loss. And we are once again now being asked to deny what we saw with our own eyes. We watched the videos of a masked federal agent shooting Alex in the back multiple times while he was pinned down by more than 6 other masked federal agents. And once again, DHS has come out with a predetermined narrative that contradicts everything we saw with our own eyes. 2 37-year-old Minnesotans are now dead. A poet and a nurse. For what? We cannot lose any more lives. We need a full, transparent, and comprehensive investigation led by our BCA. And ICE and Border Patrol need to halt all operations in the state and leave immediately. And Congress cannot be complicit in facilitating these lethal operations and federal occupation of our cities. We are standing here as a united front today, pleading for our Republican colleagues who control the Congress and who took the same oath to defend the Constitution and uphold the rule of law that we did, to stand up and stop this. Put your state and your country first. Put it ahead of your loyalty to this president. Minnesotans are in agony, watching their communities terrorized and families torn apart. ICE and CBP agents are traumatizing our communities, violating Minnesotans' constitutional rights, unlawfully detaining and arresting United States citizens, racially profiling people, forcing schools, restaurants, and businesses to close. And people are dying at the hands of these federal agents. It has to stop now before anyone else is hurt. And I return it to the mayor.